More breaking news coming in with regard to this, and in the wake of bird flu situation in multiple states, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister has shared a high-level meet to review the situation in the state. Officials have been instructed to monitor the entire situation at district level. Random checks at poultry farms will be conducted across districts to detect any such outbreak.
बर्ड फ्लू को लेकर आज माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने उच्च स्तरीय बैठक ली है और ये निर्देश दिया गया है कि इस पूरे मामले की जिला स्तर पर पूरी तरह से मॉनिटरिंग हो, निगरानी हो। रैंडम चेकिंग के माध्यम से ये सुनिश्चित किया जाएगा कि किसी भी पोल्ट्री फार्म में या खाने वाले पक्षी में ये वायरस ना पहुंचे। कि साउथ के राज्य केरल सहित जहां से मध्य प्रदेश में यदि मुर्गी का आयात होता है तो उस पर निगरानी रखी जाएगी।
So this is, of course, the latest that we are getting in terms of the bird flu situation and the alert in Madhya Pradesh. Remember, Madhya Pradesh is one of the 4 states in the country which has been affected. Now, in fact, what we can see is that the MP government has, in fact, called a high-level meet to review the situation. What we do know is that there are several birds which have been found dead in Madhya Pradesh. And with regard to that also, we can see that the government is taking stock of the situation. It has, in fact, ordered random checks at poultry farms. It's not yet clear whether or not culling will be ordered as well, like we are seeing in Kerala. I'm joined by my colleague Govind on this. Govind, any details as to what could be the next steps that the government is considering in Madhya Pradesh?
Garma, absolutely. This is another threat apart from Corona for many states in our country. And in Madhya Pradesh, just before a few minutes ago, CM Shivraj Singh Chauhan called an emergency meeting. In this meeting, the meeting was joined by the Cabinet Minister Vishwas Sarang, and many brass administrative officers were the part of this meeting. And many of the aspects were discussed, whatever the guidelines of the central government for the spreading flu in all across the country after Rajasthan and many other states. It's now entering here in Madhya Pradesh, and hundreds of birds found dead in multiple districts of Madhya Pradesh in last 3 or 4 days, specifically in Indore, in Ratlam, in Mandsaur, and Devas, where some samples were collected in which they were just proved that there is the flu found in the samples of those N5 and 8 were traced. These strain were traced in these samples. So this is what we can understand, that flu is spreading in Madhya Pradesh also. That's why this state government is on the alert. And now the number of specific aspects were discussed, and some instructions have been shared to the responsible officers to just make work to avoid this problem, which is looking quite serious after Corona crisis in Madhya Pradesh too.
Right, Govind, we'll of course keep coming back to you for more developments on this, as we know that the Madhya Pradesh government is now going to hold a meeting in order to review the situation and whether more stringent norms are needed in order to curb the situation or in order to control the situation. Meanwhile, Kerala has started culling the birds in Alappuzha and Kottayam districts. My colleague Vivek brings us this report from Alappuzha district.
Nearly 6,000 ducks were culled by the Animal Husbandry Department here in Alappuzha in the last few days. Nearly 26,000 ducks was died, and when their samples were sent to the Bhopal Institute, it was clearly found that these were all the H5N8 variant subtypes of the avian influenza virus. As you can see in the screen, these are the ducks that will be taken for culling at a place which is nearby, and this will be burnt. And what we understand is that in the next 3 days, this process of culling will go on. The Animal Husbandry Department, the Health Department and the local authorities are all involved in this process. Remember, in the 1 kilometer radius from where I'm standing right now in Alappuzha, here, all those ducks which is found in this area will be taken for culling, and then their samples will be sent to the Bhopal Institute to clearly verify whether these are all, whether the variant, the subtype of H5N8 is present in that. In the last 10 years, every year that there used to be this kind of virus that's been reported, but this year around the H5N8 subtype of the avian influenza was found. And but what we understand from the experts is that as like H5N1, the chances of spreading the virus from birds to human beings are very less, and hence there is no such fear of bird to human transmission as far as H5N8 is concerned. But as far as the livelihood of the farmers are concerned, this has taken a backseat. Most of them are have completely lost their income, especially the demand of these ducks are now decreased after the spread of this virus in this area.
Meanwhile, the Rajasthan government is on high alert as the threat of bird flu looms large. While authorities are yet to confirm any cases of bird flu, the bird sanctuary in Bharatpur is taking all precautions and Arvind gets us this report.
We are here at Kevladev National Park in Bharatpur. This is Ghana Sanctuary where migratory birds come to roost in the winter season. But this time alert has been issued, though the tourist footfall is there after the opening up of the lockdown. But still the tourist is not coming in that number which is known for the Ghana Sanctuary and the Kevladev National Park here in Bharatpur. But as far as the alert of bird flu is concerned, authorities says that they have not reported any unnatural death of any bird so far, but still they are not taking any chances and keeping a close watch on all the birds which have come here to roost in Kevladev National Park in Bharatpur. And obviously if bird flu is spread and confirmed by the authorities, then Kevladev has to be closed down for this season. But for now, authorities has not reported any case of bird flu from Kevladev, and they have not reported any positive case from the nearby area also. And this is a thing which is giving respite not only to the authorities at the Kevladev National Park, but also the tourist industry in Bharatpur.
I'm joined by my colleague Afrida now, who will take us through details of how the centre has in fact issued an alert to all the 4 affected states and asked them to actually, in terms of taking precautions, take certain measures to make sure that the spread is in a way controlled. Afrida.
Absolutely, Tanima. So let's understand that this is coming in the middle of a pandemic. All the more reason why enough and more precautions need to be taken. So the Ministry of Health and Environment, the Wildlife Division, actually has issued certain guidelines for prevention and safety. I'm going to take you through those points. Wear protective equipment while handling animals. Now, it's not saying birds, it's saying all animals. So it's obviously indicative of how abundant caution is to be exercised from now on. Wash hands with soap and water. Do not eat, drink or smoke when you are near animals. So there's a reason why this has been said. It has to be understood correctly, but avoid any kind of food items, consuming any food items when you are close to animals. Minimize exposure to mucosal membranes. Wear goggles, protective eyewear, and report any sightings of dead birds. First of all, if at all there is a sighting of dead bird, you should refrain and desist from even approaching that particular animal. But then you must make sure that you report about it. Tanima.
Right. Afrida, thank you so much for taking us through the details and the kind of alert that the centre has in fact issued, also saying what should be the priority in terms of how to deal with this dual challenge that the 4 states are facing. Thank you so much for joining us with that.